Alright, timestamp June 13th, 2026. It's getting closer to 3 a.m. Yeah, I know, I understand, Hex. What? Yeah? Well, I'm working on it. I'm sure you've got a kibble emergency going on. Yep, there was only half a bowl. Come around the corner and get Janus's bowl topped off with the excess from the cup that I did not need because he was okay. You knocked your bowl over. There's still a little bit in there. Queenie, let him in. Queenie's parked on top of the dryer. I know, I see your bowl's empty. I'm so sorry, bud. Headphone warning. So, been up for about an hour playing my Disney game. The profit attempts are real on that game. Like, wow. They're doing some special characters here and there. Like park mascot characters. And they just released... They had done a special thing a while back. Kind of a mini game within to get Orange Bird. Oh, that thing feels amazing. Orange Bird, if you don't know, is obviously not Mickey Mouse, but not sure, connected with the whole citrus industry and has to do with like the Dole Whips and stuff like that. Been a little character on signs in the park for ever. So they did a mini game thing a while back. He was really hard to get. I didn't get him. So now they've released it for a sale price. $49.99 American. For a character. You're out of your mind. Went to Aldi today with my girl. Picked up this, which is the Mocha Marshmallow. They're doing a lot of like, probably one-off kind of stuff. Already had a pot today. Pretty good. Like it. Like it. Could enter general rotation around here. But it's probably a... Yeah. Picked up a pack of kiwi. It's on the bar right now, preventing me from moving the camera back. There we go. Definitely, and Alex has been enthusiastically drinking it too, so I think it's definitely better. The banana split, not really a hit. I think Alex likes it, but I think Alex is the only one. I think it's okay. Tiny, won't touch it. See, I got up probably about 1 o'clock. Health check. I'm anxious. Yeah. Went and saw my dad today, but didn't really see my dad because he was sleeping. So we let him go in that respect. Talked to the girl at the front desk. She tends to be in the know on things, according to her. My dad's doing fine physically. His brain is, still his brain. And she said she probably wasn't going to be staying there occupationally. She was getting a job, I think she said, at one of the local hospitals, going for cardiovascular, not the radiology, but the scanning technology. So, hey, she may take a look at my chest at some point. She said that she's having a hard time there because she gets attached to the patients. She actually goes up and sits with them and talks to them. And they lost a couple patients this past week, and it's hitting her, And I guess she had asked the administration there, if I leave, can I still come back and visit the patients? And they were like, well, we'll see, And I let her know, I'm like, look, if you want to, if I need to sign something, let me know. But if you want to come visit my dad, I'm totally okay with that. It's probably great for him. And I said, he's probably not going to make it through the year. And she was like, yeah. So, from a young lady who's been doing this for a little while, she knows. She's been around it, at least a year. So I told Pix that, and she was like, okay, so you've got somebody kind of being honest with you that you're dad. I'm like, yeah. Which I've been saying that for a while. And the rest of my family's like, this man's going to live for the next 10 years. And I'm like, no, that's not, that mathing doesn't math. And that's not us, like, counting down. We're just doing what we can do, but we're also in a holding pattern, and we're also looking at his quality of life and realizing that it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Quite honestly, this is going to sound harsh. If my dad was a cat or a dog, the vets would have recommended putting him down. You know what I mean? Because he's like catatonic, sleeps all the time. He's very obviously not even here. It's like a living brain death kind of thing. It's very strange. I want him to be happy and healthy. And right now, happy is questionable because it's as though a lot of catatonia is that happy, it's just kind of existence. It's not really living. Does that make sense? It's all very strange. And apparently he is sleeping more, which that's usually an indication that the body's starting to prepare for closing time, kind of thing. There's no good answer here. Right? So, getting ready for garage sale. Not physically this second. We'll be starting to set up in probably like 2-3 hours. But just mentally trying to say, I don't want to do this. I am more extroverted than introverted, but it was not my ambition to do garage sales every week for, the next year or two of my life. It's really good. It's really good. I like it. The Mocha Marshmallow. This is one of the Many Faces Looney Tunes mugs, and it looks like it's lavender. This actually started out like a medium blue, I got this in a mixed lot of the mugs a while back. The blue on this faded hard. And this is the way I received it, but I know because I have like 2 others of this. Yes, because I have a lot of Looney Tunes, but this should be like a medium. The background should be like a medium blue, like Sparky's Dome blue. But for some reason, it faded really bad, but the black and the red of Sylvester didn't. I don't understand it. Sunlight, a lot of dishwasher, I don't know. But I kept it out because these mugs are, they're fun. I've seen collectors, and I guess I'm a collector of these at this point, call these the Many Faces mugs. And they've done quite a few characters. Tasmanian Devil, Bugs Bunny, Sylvester. There's a Tweety one. It's really good. But yeah, I have like 2 that are actually blue, but that one, it turned, here's the thing, it turned like a lavender color of sorts, and I don't find that color unappealing. So I'm like, yeah, it's not broken, I like it. I can use it. It holds stuff. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Okay, cool. Had somebody ask me a size question on one of the larger Beanie Babies, which, oh my God, somebody's interacting with me on the Beanie Babies. Please buy them all. Just kidding. They couldn't write that check. But yeah, they wanted to know how tall one of the larger ones was. It's a Curly Bunny. It's very traditional looking teddy bear, but a rabbit. But like big. It's 18 inches. But I had to measure it. I had to pull out the tape measure because I'm like, I don't know. So I sent that message, and I'm hoping that was the right answer. Please buy Beanie Babies. My God. In case you missed it in any of my other videos, I've got like 80 totes of Beanie Babies here. Because my mom was collecting. Just one of the many things that she was hoarding. Yeah. I mean, she'd call it collecting, I call it hoarding. I mean, there's some things that I have a fair amount of, but I actually use them. I don't shove them in. I mean, right now they're in totes because I can't do anything with them this second. But when you've got 80 medium-sized totes of Beanie Babies, I think maybe you've gone too far. You know, if you had 10 or so because you love them and you want to pull them out every now and then and play with them or look at them, that's still pushing it. But I get it. 80? There's a mental problem here. There's some kind of OCD thing going on. I mean, be proud. I have a box of, I think there's 12 in it, Looney Tunes mugs that are kind of my extras or ones that I don't really care about as much. I'm going to try and sell those today. Because I'm not trying to hoard. I'm trying to get the things that I really enjoy using, finding the joy. If it's something, like I'm not as big a Tasmanian Devil fan. There are some characters that I'm like, about. I mean, I like Taz, don't get me wrong. But I don't need 20 Tasmanian Devil mugs. Does that make sense? Not every Tasmanian Devil mug is one that I'm like, I gotta have this. I do have a few that I really like, but, Not the 20 that I have. There's like 4 that I really dig. The other 16, I'm more than willing to sell those as I continue to pursue the ones that I do like and then kick back the ones that aren't as big for me. You know, be proud. But I understand the difference between collecting and hoarding. You know, I have large totes out there of action figures. Like I got a bunch of the Final Faction ones, the Dollar Tree ones. I've got like 2 totes full. I plan on using those in dioramas and stuff once I'm actually in a place where I can set up my workshop and actually do my crafting and stuff. And having generic, wonderful looking alien armies is useful for what I do. You know what I mean? I stopped. There is one type of creature that I'm still trying to get a few more of just because they're really fantastic and I don't have that many. Yeah, I can show you actually. When I say I don't have that many, that's could seem deceptive. I don't mean it to. Because I probably do have like 30. But it's, oops, I just knocked something over. It's a critter that I would like to have, 50 or 60 of. The prices on him has really spiked though, now that Dollar Tree's not carrying them. People actually, are selling them on eBay for like obscene prices. And that's another thing, when I go through my stuff, That's a malfunction. When I go through my stuff, I may find that I have, what is this guy? It's like a Crepitus or something like that. If I find that I have like 40 or 50 of him, I do want 30 or so, but I don't necessarily need 50. I might, kick back another 10 or 20 and sell them on eBay. Probably make a killing too, because the prices on all these guys has gone up. Because you can't get them now. But this is a crawler. And so it's got articulation on the 4 legs, and then the mandibles up front also. You're going to ruin your tires doing that. I think they're fabulous. These came in a 2-pack. It's the Karn Crawler. Can't hold anything. It's not supposed to, And that's the back of him. So he actually does have a couple slots there where you can put in some of the different accessories. I was showing you the other day the one that has like the 2 gun stocks or whatever. You could even pull the legs off of him, which sounds awful, right? And probably attach him to something else and make, the body part. They're already set up to kind of, not quite bionicle, but, But these, I could use 100 of, quite frankly. And I think I have like 30 or 40. So I'm always on the lookout for more of these, but some of the other ones, I'm sure I have more than I actually need. And once I can actually take a break and look at, like pull out all, I think I might have 3 totes, everything in there and count them, I may be, selling a few here and there. Just because, okay, I don't need 80 of the drones, but I do want 50. You know what I mean? And they did some vehicles and stuff like that too, which are pretty cool. Dollar Tree. But it really will, again, a 2-pack of these. And I know you can't feel the plastic, but not bad. Not bad. This is like early Star Wars Kenner plastic. That kind of solidness to it. Not bad. Sometimes Dollar Tree toys can be kind of like, oh, I broke it, These are pretty good. These are pretty good. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that having like 20 or 30 in one set would be like diorama set. That's, Gremlin scary. So yeah, I want a bunch of them. And I have quite a few, but not the bunch level that I want. But I'm sure I have more than enough of some of the other ones, and those I'll kick back. Again, probably make some pretty good money on them, because I know I can get more than the $1 or $1.25 that I paid. People are selling individuals, they come in a 2-pack. People are selling them loose, just one for like $5 and $6. Holy cats, really? That's quite an upsell. So, yeah, I mean, this guy, I don't know, could probably sell them for $5 or $7 right now. I get it. I've been doing this a long time, but damn. I probably got 50 or 60 or maybe even 100 that I can sell back. So, I might make some money there, but I need the space where I can actually open up all the totes, pull everything out, and go, this is what I have. Let me math, And I will get to that point eventually. Meanwhile, damn. Did some more work in the garage, mostly moving long-term storage boxes to the brown shelves, which frees up space other places though. So I'm going to be loading up some book boxes. I might do a little bit of that before we start setting up the garage sale, because I've got a couple hours yet. Exactly. Just to get some of them, get some of the shelves clear, because that frees up other possibilities, and then just working the slide puzzle. Working the slide puzzle. Going into the weekend, so I'm hoping that some of the high-ticket stuff that I've got on eBay will, get wings and go away. Here's hoping. Shake my ass a little bit and try and sell some of this other stuff that I'm doing, because, damn, tired. I took kind of a nap, got up, 1 o'clock. I got about 5-6 hours sleep. Probably because it's going to be warm. It's not supposed to rain until early afternoon, so we should be done with the garage sale before the clouds start rolling in, I hope. I'm probably going to take a shower and crash at that point. Hypothetically, hopefully with a pretty good stack of cash in my pocket. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff here, it's just going to get thrown away. It's just junk at this point. But there's some stuff that has value too. And then we've got, hi Kaiser. There's a road right here, basically, the dining room to the kitchen. So cats, dogs frequently just all the way on my left all the time. But yeah, I mean, we've got some stuff that just needs to go in the hopper, and some stuff that is worth a little bit, or so. Just a matter of picking through it and trying to figure out how to sell it. And it's something you don't think about when you're thinking about, like, families and estates and whatnot. I mean, I never had until a couple years ago when the reality of what was headed my way started becoming really clear. And I begged and pled with my mom, please don't make me deal with this. Please take steps now. And of course, she didn't. And in fact, allowed my dad to keep buying stupid shit. Which is all around me currently. But yeah, I mean, you can imagine, like, if your parents are still, 40s, 50s, 60s, walking into their house, looking around, imagining that something happened to them, and you suddenly need to deal with stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, furniture. There should be some kind of obvious answers for that. They're either so far gone they need to be thrown away, or, I could probably sell them somehow. But then there's everything else. There's clothing, there's books, there's, tools, housewares. You know, I'm not saying, start rooting through your parents' place, but that's not what I'm saying. That'll get you a restraining order. But just the concept of it, of like, okay, I have to figure out how to, and if they were renting an apartment, I need to get all this out of here now, because their rent is due. I either keep paying the rent so that I don't have to move it, or I move this stuff, and if I move it, where do I put it? What's the next step? There's no manual for any of this stuff. In this situation, the house is secured, it's paid for, that's great, but I still have, 4,000 square foot of there's 2,000 cookbooks. I'm probably not exaggerating on that, by the way. Is there anyone that buys books bulk? I did find a couple places that actually do. Will they take them all? Probably not. Will they take some of them? I'm hoping. Will I get maximum value for them? No. No. But I also don't want to spend 5 years mopping up after them. I'm willing to spend a year or two, but not 5. That's a lot. That's a big ask. That's a big ask. Exactly. Think about the concept of, you're going to spend 5 years of your life cleaning up after someone else's. That's your full-time job. 5 years. Think about how long a time period that is. You're going to spend that amount of time rooting through someone else's stuff and cleaning up after them. You're not pursuing what you want to do. That's what you do right now. That's how you're devoting your time. Not cool. Not cool. So I'm trying to do this basically in 2. And at the end of the second year, I'm going to get a little brutal with the stuff. Yeah, I know it's worth $5,000. Give me $1,000. I'm done. I want to walk away from this. You know what I mean? I've invested the amount of time that I'm willing to invest. Nope. I still have 30 totes of Beanie Babies. St. Jude, Moffat, start calling places and say, hey, I know you get a lot of kids in there, make a wish. I've got hundreds of Beanie Babies that are in perfect shape. Can I donate them? How many would you like? You know what I mean? I have 3,000. Do you want 500 of them? Do you want all 3,000? Because I think at that point I will have had enough. I can't spend my life fixing theirs. No, I don't even know how much time I got, No. It's a little too big an ask. I did too, man. Begged, pled, yelled at my mom, even, please, dear God in heaven, do something. Because this is ridiculous. And I was told, we have it under control, you won't have to deal with it. I'm not sure what her intentions were, but from where I'm sitting, it seems like I got lied to. I'm trying to keep in good spirits, even though I am fighting anger and bitterness on a daily level, on a daily basis here, because, yeah, it's pretty hard not to. Look at that face. Little side eye there. They're cool. They're real cool. Yeah, they can't hold anything unless you could pinch something in the mandibles, but that's just a action figure critter. They're cool. I like them. I like them a lot. I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm going to get some dishes going. Might load up some banker boxes full of books. That'll be exciting stuff. Riveting stuff there. But one brick, right? I know I'm a little manic this morning. I don't want to do the garage sale, but need to, because damn. You know, if I don't, I never will, kind of thing. But get a little bit of stuff done around the house beforehand. Enjoy some mocha marshmallow. That's the good stuff right there. Still not sponsored or anything. I just share with the world things that I find. But yeah, the banana split one, the mint chocolate chip ice cream, mocha marshmallow, that's a hit. That's a hit. It's very nice. I'm not going to ask. Scrappy's doing some acrobatic grooming thing over here. I'm not even, just not going to look. It's all very creepy. So. Where possible, I'm turning anger into fuel, but I know that's not necessarily great either. But I've got all this extra anger and I don't know where to go with it. I have to find a bag to put it in. So, it's gotta go somewhere. Everything around here has to go somewhere. Do you need any Beanie Babies? Speaking of it, has to go somewhere. I'm kidding. Am I? Yeah. Random people on YouTube. Do you eat Beanie Babies? Because maybe that would work. Bring me the bear. Alright. Yep, I'm insane. Okay, Scrappy, that was fun. Yeah. You can do some yoga over there? Alright. Good boy. So, still not AI, by the way. Hug your parents. Hug your kids. Do the hard thing, even if you don't want to do it. Just get it off your list. Even if you're not feeling like people and you gotta do people. Not like, Jeffrey Dahmer do people, but, don't do that. You can have friends over for dinner, but semantics, right? Yeah. Yes, the condition has reached my brain. I'm aware of that. Enjoy some good coffee. Or tea. Give yourself that treat. But do your brick. Make it a great day.